And so, I remember back in the 2000s, whenever an actor did romantic films, the straight comparison, especially drawn by the media, was he's the next Shah Rukh Khan. Will he be the next Shah Rukh Khan? And that
You know, when you do your next interview with Shah Rukh, he'll be very upset with you. He'll say, तूने बोला 20 साल पहले लोग मेरे से compete करते, मतलब अब नहीं करते. Be careful with the words you choose. You know what business you're in.
No, abhi bhi karte hai, tabhi bhi karte the, but I remember...
Better.
Yeah. Always, forever, evergreen. So I remember tabhi bhi itne sare chatters हुए थे when people started terming you the next Shah Rukh Khan, next big thing. How did you deal with it from,
It's the worst thing that can happen to you. Yeah, why should you be the next anything? You are you, and they are they. And that is the worst part of the job that we're in, that you must be like somebody who is already successful. If you are like them, by virtue of that, you will be successful in the future. This is the dumbest logic that I've ever heard in my life. You must be you, because you cannot give the people what that person is giving them. They have an independent, individual relationship with that person. It's like somebody who makes ice creams. If they give somebody vanilla ice cream, they like vanilla, then they only keep giving them vanilla ice cream. No, you have to be another flavor of ice cream. You have to make people like you, despite the fact that they like something else. And one day you should be so good that people forget about everything else and they just want to, consume you. And I think as younger kids, you feel a lot of pressure because you feel that you must live up to that kind of a comparison. And so you start shaping and molding yourself in a manner which is based on the comparison, as opposed to actually finding what lies within you, which is original and different, and which is essentially all you have to give. So I think that's a very unhealthy thing which happens. It still happens, and it affects people. I've seen they start thinking like that because you are so affected by the kind of chatter that is around you. So you should stay connected with yourself. I think the people who have made it are the people who either knew all along that this is me and I'm going to be me, or are the people who recognized after a few years of trying to feel a little lost that why am I doing all this? Let me just be me. And once you start becoming yourself and you start owning yourself, be your own sun. Why do you want somebody else's light? Every individual can be their own sun. Everybody is different from the other person. Everybody has qualities which the other person cannot have. So invest in yourself and what's original about you. And at least that's been my quest for a few years now.
But when did that realization come to you? I'm sure there must be a lot of pressure when you were young, when you were doing...
When I saw myself looking like a fool on camera, I was like, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? मैं ऐसे क्यों कर रहा हूँ? उस टाइम पे तो आप कर लेते हो. Then you were like, ना मुझे अंदर से खुशी मिल रही है, ना मैं कुछ अच्छा लग रहा हूँ. ये क्या हो रहा है? You see yourself making those mistakes. And then that journey of believing in yourself, backing yourself, of finding things within yourself, honing your skills, learning to collaborate with people, expressing yourself in a manner that is honest and that is kind of organic to you, that comes from inside you, Whatever it is that from inside you is strong and intense and has the power to break through and make impact. Those are the things that you have to listen to, So that's what I started doing. And, also, you can't be result-oriented. We all want the result. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to come first. Everybody wants to be in the spotlight. But by thinking about that, you're not going to get there. I'll tell you, I'll give you an example. So because, I'm an actor, at one point I was like, मुझे action films करनी है. मुझे action films करनी है, तो I must know how to hold a weapon and use a gun and all that. So I was like, I want to learn how to shoot. एक चस्का चलता है ना, एक thought आता है, यार ये मुझे करना है अभी. So I was like, चलो ये करते हैं. So I found somebody who had been teaching at a national level. He had also competed at a national level. And he said, before holding a real gun, I want to teach you with an air gun. So like, air gun? मुझे real gun पकड़नी है. What is the air gun? He said, no, come, I'll teach you. So I went with him and he started teaching me with the air gun. And he said, okay, shoot. I was shooting. And I thought, अच्छा होगा यार, मेरा aim, I know the basics and all. And it was very small pellets, they're extremely small. So small that even if there is wind, it can affect them. But they're extremely light. So it's an indoor facility in which you do that. And I was not hitting the target at all. So I was like, क्या हो रहा है यार? Why am I not getting it right? He said, what are you looking at? I said, I'm looking at the target. He said, why? I said, because that's what I have to aim for, right? And he said, I want you to focus on your breathing. And I want you to focus on firing this gun without moving your hand at all. And I don't want you to look at the target. I said, what do you mean? He said, just do it. So I followed the process which is required to get the result. And trust me, guys, every time I focused on the process, I hit the bullseye. It was like magic. And it was this lesson that I learned forever, which was that if you follow the process the way it is meant to be, the result is a natural outcome of that process. You cannot get it wrong. It's math. But if you focus only on the result, your brain is not on what it should be focusing on, you know? So focus on the process. The result has to happen if your process is right. That's what I learned.
I think that's the best explanation which can be implemented in all aspects of life, I think, in terms of focusing on the process. But Shahid, you know, what for you, which film or which year for you was this transition point with regards to your choices that you made? Because you started off with the Boy Next Door films, and then there was this transition into another zone of Shahid Kapoor. So what was that point for you?
See, you can only be as good as the opportunity that is given to you. So I cannot take credit for my transformation. I have to give credit to the person or the people who gave me those opportunities, right? People who saw me beyond the opportunities that had been given to me till that point, right? So I started with a rom-com or a love story, whatever you want to call it, like a college film. And so once people saw me in that space, they felt, abhi isko yehi karate raho, isko ye aata hai. But as an actor, you're not there just to be one person, because then you're not an actor. The entire journey of being an actor is to play different characters, show different facets of your personality, delve into the mind space of different individuals in different circumstances with different, you know, character traits, etc., etc. And I was really keen to do that because, you know, my father, Mr. Pankaj Kapoor, had always taught me, he said, beta, no two people are the same. So if you're playing, you know, if you're performing in movies, why are you doing the same thing in every movie? Each film must represent a different person, and that, at least that should be the attempt. Then of course we'll fail. It's impossible for somebody to get it right every time. It's not going to happen. But at least you have to start chasing that, right? So I just started chasing that. And what was your question? Tell me again.
The transition point for you.
Bhul gaya main.
The transition point.
So for me, I cannot say that I transitioned. You know, I cannot say कि मैंने ये change कर दिया, मैं ये हो गया. No. The opportunities came my way, and I kind of delved into them with all my heart, and because I was hungry for them. So whether it was a film like Jab We Met, or whether it was a film like Kameene, or whether it was a film like Udta, you know, these are the opportunities that started coming to me, and then I started grabbing onto them, and people then realized, acha, he can do this also, acha, he can do that also. And yeah, now it's been like 2 decades, and now finally I see like people come to me with different types of films. But it's taken me, you know, 15 or 16 years, you know, of which the first 5 or 6 years was just doing whatever came my way. Because I mean, you're not established enough to think that you can decide. You want to work, you want to be on a set, you want to, you know, support your parents, be independent yourself, run your house, you know, be an independent adult. And not be dependent on anybody, and kind of be able to take care of yourself and be of help if possible, you know, to the people that you love. So that's real, that's reality. You know, our concepts and reality are not always the same. You know, concepts exist in concepts. Once we collide with reality, then we have to learn to bring those concepts into a tangible kind of possibility, you know. So that, and then, yeah, and then these films came to me, and I guess that's what transitioned me into different aspects of my journey as an actor.
To watch the full video, click here. पूरा वीडियो देखने के लिए यहाँ क्लिक करें.